It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Is your Labradoodle acting a bit loony? Are you being stalked by your Siamese kitten? Does your dachshund seem a bit depressed? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to learn how to understand your dogs and cats almost as well as they understand you, stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, real pet training, real pet behavior, and of course, real pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, Alex, I'm giving a feedback in my headset, so there you go. So much better. I really liked it. I can actually hear myself. I don't know if I want to, but I can. Anyway, hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never, ever a doubt about it, love. I mean, really love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Ever-Growing Pet Show film, you want to kind of come into the show and ask questions or just share stories, you want to find out why your dog may be chasing the other dog down the block or not coming when you call him, or your dog is jumping up on everyone he sees. You want to take him for a nice walk after dinner and yet he pulls you down the block chasing everything. Your cat won't let you sleep late, won't use the litter box, hates the new cat that came into the house. You get the idea, folks. That's what we do here on The Pet Show, and that's what we've been doing for the last 41 years, helping your pets live with people. Let's face it, it's not that easy. We're not that easy to live with. As always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. Lots of great stuff to give away. So, if you happen to be new to the show or regular to the show, it doesn't make any difference, because many of my sponsors have been with me for so long. Everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live on the air today will get an absolutely fabulous gift. Not for you, for your dog or cat. And again, if you knew, many of the items I give away are $25, $35, $45, even $50. Thanks to my amazing sponsors. So if you have a question about your pet, want to share a great story, you adopted a great dog, and you're concerned about the 4th of July, I'll be sharing some stuff about that a little bit later. Want to find out why your dog is jumping or digging or not responding to you, or you feel that your dog or cat may be a little depressed. What can you do to make them feel better? Great time to give me a call. And as I said, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a great gift for their best friend. By the way, if you're listening and you want to see the face behind the mic, I may even introduce you to Willie a little bit later on the show. You can watch me live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. We're there now, right now. Hi, everybody. We're there now, broadcasting as I speak. As always, let me tell you what I have coming up on today's show, but you know there's no possible way that I'm going to get to all my topics because your questions are always so great. But anyway, here's something interesting. I want you to listen to me carefully on this. How many times on this very show have we talked about separation anxiety? You leave, your dog panics, your cat panics, you don't know what to do. Separation anxiety, abandonment issues. Oh my goodness, how many times have we had to resolve issues for you and your pets? But today's a little bit different. You know, as I said, we frequently discuss separation anxiety with your pets and how upset they can get when you're gone. But, hear me out on this one, guys, but, what about your pet-related separation anxiety? You heard me right. Your pet relation anxiety. You know, a lot of people, when they're away from their pets, really feel anxiety, and pet guardian anxiety is real. I suffer from it. When I'm away from Molly and Willie, I really am a little depressed and blue. So what about human separation anxiety? Do you feel anxious when you're away from your dogs? I'm always checking my phone to check the cameras. Do you have anxiety not only when you're out of the house, but when you're away from your dogs or cats? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. I guess I should give the phone number, huh? 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA, or if you prefer numbers, 866-870-5752. So we're going to talk about human separation anxiety when they're away from their pets. And I got to tell you, I get it. I know a lot of people that do. They dread leaving. I know people don't go on vacation because they're afraid of the anxiety they'll suffer of not having their pets in their sight at all time. Also coming up on today's show, how would you like to make some extra money? I'm sure everyone would like to make some extra bucks. Listen to this. And you can help out some pet guardians as well. More and more people are now renting out their backyards to pet guardians. You know, a lot of people don't want to take their dog to a dog park. They don't walk with other dogs, but they want their dog to get the exercise and socialize, and they may live in an apartment or have a small yard. What do? Well, now I'll have info on how you can get started renting out your backyard to maybe a neighbor who doesn't have a yard for their dog and they don't want to go to a dog park. People are making a lot of money doing it. I'll share that information coming. Would you do that? Would you rent out your backyard? I'd love to hear from you. Would you rent out your backyard to a neighbor or someone you know who doesn't have the opportunity to go to a dog park or exercise their pet? Would you rent it out to them? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And also coming up on today's show, man, oh man, does your dog or cat stink? Why it's important to sniff your pet, it could save their lives. You know, Denise is always looking at me because I'm always down on all fours sniffing Willie and I'm sniffing Molly. And she said, what are you doing down there? But you can get a lot. The nose knows. Sniffing your pets can save their lives. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And of course, the 4th of July, probably the day that more dogs and cats get lost than any other day of the year. I'm going to share my specific tips on how to keep your pets safe on 4th of July. Again, a great time to give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. As always, plenty of time for all your questions and comments. Lots of great stuff to give away. So if your pet happens to be chewing, jumping, confused about the litter box, maybe your dog's not housebroken, your rescue suffering separation anxiety, maybe your new dog's depressed, chasing anything that moves, hates other dogs, cat scratched your favorite chair, and the dog literally believes that anything he sees, he must hump. Give me a call. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Anything else you guys want to talk about regarding your pets as well? And the question of the day is pretty simple. I talked about the so many people now renting their yards out to neighbors and friends to exercise their dogs. Would you rent your backyard to a pet guardian? Would you rent your backyard to pet guardians that perhaps don't have the opportunity to have a yard or are fearful, don't want to go to a doggy park? You know, when I first talked about this story and I first read this story, I had second thoughts, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if I knew the dog, if I knew the people, and I knew the dog was up to date on all his vaccinations and was really healthy, why wouldn't I want to help him? Why wouldn't I want to give that dog the opportunity to run around where he might not get that opportunity? Listen, I had as many 20 dogs running in my backyard at one time. That's just me. So what do you think about that? I think it's a great idea. People want to earn a couple extra bucks. You can charge a little bit. Make sure your backyard's safe and people feel comfortable going into a yard where they know they can let their dog exercise safely. I think it's a great idea. Love to get you. By the way, there's a company that takes 20% off the top if you go through them. So we'll talk about that as well. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. Folks, it is going to be hot, 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 hot. I'm sitting here sweating as we speak. Please, if you're going to take your dogs out, exercise them earlier in the day or after the sun goes down. Walk outside barefoot before you take your dogs out there. If your feet are hot, their paws are hot as well. Some common sense goes a long way. I'm going to give a lot of information on the 4th of July. I know there's some great information out there, but some of the information I may give you, you may be hearing for the first time. So again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let's take some phone calls here. How about we start out in La Cañada with Lisa? Hey, Lisa, welcome to the Pet Show.
Warren. So to answer your question, I have tons of anxiety when I leave my animals. I have anxiety when I leave them for the afternoon, let alone to go on vacation.
And
But
you're not alone. I was feeling bad. I'm saying, for years, every time I left my pets and my pigs, my chick, whatever, I always felt anxiety and anxious about it. And now the American Psychiatric Association says I'm normal because it's normal to feel anxious when you leave your. So after all these years, guess what I found out, Lisa? That I'm normal.
Well, then I guess there's two of us.
There you go. What can I do for you today?
Well, I have called you before because I'm the one that has the dog that was trained with or scared with the plastic bottles. That was our dog Moose. She's great now, much better. But my 13-year-old golden retriever, who is a cancer survivor, she has really, in the past 3 months, just gone completely deaf.
Yeah.
And I have read about, collars that you can give them to vibrate. But the big thing is when I want to know an easy way to wake her up because she gets in such a deep sleep that I can't do that without scaring her. And also when she's in the backyard and I call to her, she doesn't hear it. And in the backyard, it's hard to kind of jump on the ground to get her attention. So I was wondering if there are ways to deal with a deaf dog and what you recommend.
One of the most rewarding aspects of the behavior and training I've done for the last 50-some-odd years is simply working with dogs with different challenges where other trainers and behaviorists say, well, they're just getting older, nothing can be done. I had to develop methods because I've had so many dogs I adopted myself and cats that were in those very, very chronologically challenged years. So one of the things I've often used with a dog that's going deaf is a very high-intensity flashlight. You can find them at Army Navy stores. You can find them at better stores all around. What I start to do is show the dog the high-intensity light just for a second before I feed them, before I take them outside for a walk or to let them in the yard, before I start playing with them. So they start associating that light with something very positive going to happen. So when the dog is losing its hearing and it can't hear you, shooting that high-intensity light, because the vision's still good, shooting that high-intensity light will get the dog's attention to at least look at you, and then from there you can obviously get the dog to respond. So that's the method I've been using for years. They do have the collars that vibrate. I guess they work with some dogs. My fear would be work with if it's an older dog that's never felt this before. Is there going to be some anxiety because of it? So the flashlight's always a great idea. Now, in terms of waking them up from a really deep sleep, now this is going to sound a little crazy to people, but if he's really in a deep, deep sleep, I would just kind of kneel alongside of him, stroke him on the back of the head, talk to him gradually until he woke up. Listen, I spent a lot of years in the military. If you wake somebody up in a really deep sleep, very often you can expect a punch in the face. So what I want you to do is wake the dog up slowly and gradually so he knows everything's okay. Use that high-intensity flashlight, and I think you're going to be absolutely fine.
Okay, that sounds great. The high-intensity flashlight I hadn't thought about. The waking her up from a deep sleep, I made a huge mistake. I put peanut butter on my finger because I wanted her to smell something and kind of arouse her. Well, that sure woke her up, and I almost lost a finger in the process.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, there were some people like, I'm one of those people. You can wake me up, and I'm fine. I wake up loud, and I'm there. I literally had black eyes and bloody nose from people in the service I was stationed with that went into these really intense deep sleeps, and if you go to wake them up, they're ready to fight. So you have to be really conscious. You have to know your dog. So keep the peanut butter off your finger. Just whisper sweet nothings into your dog's ears. How does that sound?
All right, I will do that. I'll try, and I'll go today and get a high intensity.
So, Lisa, what do you think about the concept of for people that don't have yards, renting out your yard for an hour or two to let somebody else's dog run around?
I would be happy to do that in our yard. I'm exactly like you, though. I want to make sure the dog has had all its shots. I want to make sure they're healthy. And the other piece that I think is going to be hard for people is you need to sign a waiver of liability because if they fall in your backyard, the owner, or if something happens, I think that a lot of people, because we're such a lawsuit-oriented society, I think people are a little afraid to have strangers in their yard.
What a great idea! I think that's why when I do the story later, I believe, and if I don't get to it today, it'll be on my YouTube channel. But when I do the story, I believe that there's an organization that takes 20% of whatever it is of what you earn, but they cover the insurance. So we'll take a look at that later. I'm glad you would do that. Anyway, give the dog a big. I know it says no gift. I'll donate it. Give the dog a big hug and a kiss. Get that flashlight. Give me a call back. Let me know how it's working.
Okay, thanks, Warren. Have a great day.
Same to you, Lisa. You have a great day as well. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. What do you think? Good idea, bad idea to rent your backyard out to someone you know that doesn't have the opportunity to give their dog exercise, or you have any other questions or comments? I'd love to hear from some people that recently adopted a dog or a cat as well. I've been reading a lot of stories this week about people that adopt a dog or adopt a cat. They have it for 2 days. It's not working out. They bring it back. What kind of jerks are they? Anyway, give me a call. Let me know. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And if you want to watch the show live, I know I'm still not on Facebook. Somehow Facebook does not like me. For 2 months, they took me off. And again, let me just stress, I've never posted anything political on Facebook, just pictures of dogs and cats and stories about dogs and cats that need homes. And we found literally, in all the years I've been here, thousands of homes for dogs and cats that never would have had it. But yet that doesn't matter to Facebook. They won't even talk to me. So anyway, you can now watch me do the show live right now as I'm doing it. You can go to my YouTube channel. It's simply youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'm looking at myself not right now. Don't let that scare you. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Listen.
The fight for the unborn is raging in our country. An unprecedented leak from the Supreme Court indicates that Roe v. Wade is on the brink of being overturned. The debates have never been stronger. The award-winning film, The Matter of Life, cuts through the rhetoric and hatred and exposes the real issues surrounding the plight of the unborn. The Matter of Life. Stream it at salemnow.com.
All right, so for 41 years, I've been telling you on the radio, I've been telling you on TV, I've been writing about the concept that I believe that dogs can determine if a person is a bad person or if a person is a good person. And many people in my profession said, Warren, maybe it's time for you to spend some time away. Let me explain something. A brand new study just came out that confirms what I've been telling you all this time. Science proved finally that dogs can actually tell if a person is good or not. A new study confirms a dog can actually recognize factors that make up a person's personality. I've always said this. Give me a call if you agree or disagree. If my dog doesn't like somebody, chances are I'm not going to like that somebody either. Give me a call if you agree or disagree. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Great calls coming in, but let me get to Susan in Newbury Park. Hey, Susan, welcome to the show.
Oh, hi. Should I turn off my radio?
Yes, turn off your radio, Susan.
Okay. All right. Are you there?
I'm waiting for you patiently, Susan. What's up?
Oh, okay. Oh, I just heard about your backyard thing, and I just wanted to say I adopted a dog in December from my 13-year-old, and she's kind of become my dog. But anyway, to socialize her, I've used my backyard just the way you were saying. And all the neighborhood kids and dogs come over and play with Maggie.
Oh, so you have like that? Your house was like my house growing up. Everyone in the neighborhood came over to the Eckstein household. First of all, my mother was a good cook, but more importantly than that, they knew that their dogs are always welcome and would get some special treats. I think it's a great idea if the dogs know each other. I don't know. You know, the first caller talked about the liability. I'm not so sure. I don't understand the liability factor. I guess homeowners insurance. I don't know. That's something you have to consider. I think it's a great idea. Are the kids enjoying it? Are the dogs enjoying it, Susan?
Oh, Maggie just waits every day for her best friend is Louie. He used to come twice a day, but now that it's in the 90s, he comes in the evening. And then other people that I just know in the neighborhood, if they're having problems socializing their dog, Maggie's so sweet. People who say, my dog won't like anybody. So there's one dog across the street that kind of growls at everybody, Baxter, and but Maggie, he growled at her, but then she kind of wiggled her tail and thought he was playing. So then he liked that he could kind of boss her around. So he plays with her, too.
You know, there are dogs like that. I have a close friend of mine that works with German Shepherds. They had this beautiful female German Shepherd for years, and she would educate the other dogs in terms of you should get along with everybody. So you're absolutely right. What a great story. It's a fabulous that you can do that. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you, Susan. What do I want to send? You know what, Susan? I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you for your dog and all the dogs in your backyard some Lucy pet food. We'll keep them healthy. We'll keep them happy at the same time. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to Carmen in Hermosa Beach. Hey, Carmen, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi there. My question, I have a street dog that someone found in the Tijuana area. She's about 14, 15 years old. She has a hernia, so she's not really well. Is it safe to use flea control on a dog, in your opinion?
Well, it depends. In other words, I would speak to your veterinarian in terms of using the flea control, you know, the ones you put between the shoulders or the type of pills. My preference for flea control is old school, okay? I use a flea comb. I roll them around. If there's any fleas or I notice any flea dirt, I take a flea comb. I spray some alcohol on it. This way it'll kill the fleas, and I use a flea comb. If the dog is healthy, there's a good possibility the vet may say it's okay. However, I get reports every single day about dogs that have had adverse reactions to some of the flea products that are on the market. So I would run it by your vet. Chances are it's an older dog. He may have, he may say yes, he may say no. But I would go out. I would pick up a good flea comb. I would make sure that the dog gets the flea comb on a regular basis. You said the dog's 15?
Yeah, the vet guess she's roughly.
Here's something else I'm going to do.
She has a hernia.
Okay, here's something else I'm going to do.
I don't know anything about her. She just, they found her off the street.
But she's your dog now, right, Carmen? She's your dog now, right?
Beg pardon?
She's your dog now.
Oh, yeah, she's
Okay,
mine.
so listen to me carefully. A flea comb is one of the approaches. I am going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplements. And you might be saying, why are you sending me a supplement for fleas? Fleas live on one food and one food only. Fleas live on blood. So it's important to understand that if a dog, especially an older dog, have a tendency towards dry skin anyway, if the skin is in great shape, and because the Hugs and Kisses has biotin and lecithin in it, it will get that skin in sharp shape. It's much less attractive for fleas because they can't burrow in the same way they would burrow in on a dog or cat that had dry skin. So I want you to pick up a flea comb, roll the dog around in a white towel. If you notice black specks, chances are there's fleas. Use that flea comb. I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses. If the vet wants to use the medication, fine, but I would follow his advice on that. In the meantime, the Hugs and Kisses and the flea comb will make a big difference for you.
Okay, my question, when you say flea comb, now I have a comb because I bathe her once every 3 or 4 weeks, and then I comb her a couple of times a day.
Listen, Carmen, I got a break. But listen, if you go to
flea comb?
No, you go to the pet store, go online, specifically ask for a flea comb. It's set up differently, and the bristles or whatever they're called are closer. But I got to move on. I'm going to put you on hold. Sending you some Hugs and Kisses. The phone number here at the Pet Show: 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Stephen, Andy, Pam, Misty, Carmen, don't go anywhere. We'll get to your calls. A quick break. Another. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Just a reminder that everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Today's show, no different. I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses supplements. You just heard me give some away. I'll be giving away Kitty Lickies, amazing product from Lucy Pet. Arthrosuit Gold for your dog or cat's hips and joints. Copies of my best-selling books, either the How to Get Your Dog or How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, hemp seed oil, my good friends over at Nature Vet, Lucy Pet Food, those amazing T-shirts. I'm telling you, I can't keep those T-shirts in stock. I designed them myself. It says, none of my friends walk upright. Those T-shirts are available. And by the way, when you buy a T-shirt, that money goes to my own 501c3 nonprofit organization and hemp seed products as well. So great time to give me a call. Everyone that gets through will get a great gift for their dog or cat. The phone number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. And the question of the day was tied to one of the stories I'm going to try to get to today, is whether or not you would consider renting out your backyard to a neighbor, a friend, someone that doesn't have a yard, or someone that can't exercise his dog, they live in an apartment. Would you consider renting your backyard out to these people, provided you check the people out in the dog out carefully? Give me a call. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get to. And as I said, if you get through to me, a great gift will be on its way for your best friend. Pam, I'm going to get to your call in just a little bit. That's my friend Pam. She's calling to find out. She saw a dog in a hot car. She wanted to know the exact law. Alex is going to share that with me, but let me give you the number. The exact law is code 597-7. Basically, what the law says, Pam, is that you can't leave a dog in a car, hot or cold or any type of let me read it to you exactly. Here's it. Alex just posted for me. It's California Penal Code 597.7, Section A. A person shall not leave or confine an animal in any unattended motor vehicle under conditions that endanger the health or well-being of an animal due to heat, cold, lack of adequate ventilation, or lack of food or water, or other circumstances that could reasonably be expected to cause suffering, disability, or death to the animal. So the bottom line is, that's, again, California Penal Code 597.7. Here's the bottom line. I'm going to tell, every once in a while I have to share stories for you. I'm a pretty law-abiding guy, okay? You would never know by my accent, but I did not grow up in Southern California. I grew up on Long Island. And I was arrested twice on Long Island for breaking into a car and getting the dog out. Am I telling you to do that? Follow the laws, folks. But the bottom line is, if a dog, in my position, if a dog or a cat is in a car or a child is in a car and they're in a desperate situation to survive, I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what the punishment's going to be. I'm going to save that animal or that child. It's just the way it is. And according to California Penal Code 597.7, it says you can do that. And those laws just recently changed. Years ago, when I got arrested, that was not a law on the book in New York. It was against the law to break into someone's car. Well, hopefully, my arrest might have changed some of those laws as well. Oh, God, what a record. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. So, Pam, does that answer your question for you, Pam?
Yes, I want to explain to you what happened.
Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me okay?
Absolutely, I can hear you perfectly. Go ahead.
Okay, so I walked out of a shopping center, and I'm putting my stuff in my car, and I hear barking. So I'm like, oh, God, this is my worst nightmare. Put my stuff away, go walk over where the barking is, and see a dog in a car, windows are half open with a cone on his head. Go back into look into the car, but the dog's starting to get possessive and reactive, so I'm not, and plus I didn't know if the dog was tied down, which means he could jump out the window easily. So no water in there. I went inside, told the manager. They came out. I had taken pictures, and I took a picture of the license, too. And then they said they were going to call, the person over the PA. I got in my car and went around and sat in my car a couple cars away and waited. I turned my car off, opened my window halfway. My car registered 100 degrees.
Wow.
That was in a couple minutes. I sat out there for 10 minutes. The dog wasn't in distress. And see, the thing is, like, if I were to go and try to open the door and get the dog out, what if the dog runs off? What if the dog attacks me in that situation?
Well, that you have to base Pam. You have to base it on the condition at that moment. If it's a life and death situation, you have to make the.
Yeah, the dog wasn't in distress, but the thing is, some people seem to think that we can all play Superman and go and stick our hand in there and pull the dog out, and not have anything happen. When if the dog isn't in distress, and if I'm sitting there waiting, and believe me, I was on the phone, but the thing is, 911, according to what I understand, the dog has to be in distress.
Listen, 911. I live in Santa Monica. 911. Listen, if there's a murder, 911 will be there in about 3 days. So you can't always count on 911. You have to take the action when you have to take it. So I got to move on, Pam. Yeah. But I want to explain this to people, okay? There's a lot of new cars. I want you to listen on the air, Pam. There's a lot of new cars out there. Just the other day, I saw it. There was a sign. I think it was, I'm trying to think of what kind of car it was. It was probably in Santa Monica. 9 out of 10 chances it was a Tesla, okay? So in this Tesla, it had a sign in the window saying that the air conditioner's on, the dog is absolutely fine. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I guess by law, he's not doing anything wrong, but I don't know. Leaving a dog in a car, even if it's cool or warm enough, but leaving a dog in a car, what about the dog being stolen? What about someone breaking in? I don't know. I don't get it. If I'm going shopping and I can't take my dog with me into the store, then my dog is staying home. My dog is never going to stay in the car without me. Just me. What do you think about it? Give me a call. Agree or disagree? Have you ever seen a situation like Pam just talked about? And what did you do? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Hey, Stephen, North Hollywood, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, my fellow New Yorker. I'm sad to hear that Facebook had banned you.
2 months.
Zuckerberg and give me a piece of my mind.
It's amazing. 2 months. 2 months I've been off Facebook, and if anyone's ever followed me on my Facebook accounts, I've never, ever, ever posted anything political. All I do on my site is find homes for hundreds, if not thousands, of dogs and cats that would never have a good home. So there, take that, Facebook, and put me back on without sending me these. They send me these letters. We respond to them, and they send me these electronic letters. This one signed by and they do absolutely 2 months now. Do you know how many dogs and cats we could have saved in the last 2 months? It makes me crazy. Anyway, let me help you out today. What's up? So what's your question for me, Stephen?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Absolutely. What's up?
I have a small mixed breed dog. I've called you before about her. She has what they call resource guarding. She gets very aggressive when you try to take something of value away from her. And the more valuable it is, the more aggressive she'll get. And about a month ago, I pulled the top off the lid of a peanut butter and I let her lick it. And she just grabbed it out of my hand, and then I went to go get it back, and she bit me. And whenever she has, I take her to the dog park sometimes. You had told me a while back because she's very, like, she sees another dog, she'll just freak out. But when I take her to the dog park, she'll kind of go in there aggressively, then kind of mellow out. But when another dog comes up to her and tries to take anything, like a ball from her, she'll flip out and want to, bite the dog or nip at the dog. So it's kind of a problem. I don't know exactly.
So why are you calling this resource guarding and not calling it possessiveness?
Not what?
Possessiveness.
Yeah, she's possessive about taking valuable things out of her.
Okay, so here's the way you resolve that. Here's the way you resolve that. Here's the way you resolve that issue. Okay, I don't know the background on the dog. I don't know how she was brought up. I don't know what the situation was like before she came into your home. Anytime, the dog should never have one item at a time. The dog should always have 2 of the same items at all times, if not 3 or 4. For example, if I were playing ball in the backyard with your dog, I would have 5 tennis balls and throw them all at the same time. The more she sees that there's other options for her, the less possessive she's going to be. That's what you need to do at this point. So anything you think she may be, for example, the peanut butter jar, I almost understand that. Maybe she was denied food early on. But anytime you're dealing with possessive, when the dog shows aggression towards you, the reaction on someone's part is to be aggressive back towards the dog. No, knock it off, put a leash and collar on. That's not what you do. You need to establish positive authority at that point. That's where you need to do some good, solid, basic training right after the aggressive situation took place to establish positive authority, because if you challenge it in a negative way, you're just going to make the dog react more aggressively.
Yeah, I agree. One of the techniques that somebody was using that I saw on YouTube was to have give them a treat and then have a more valuable treat, and then get them to drop or let go of that treat.
So sure, and so in other words, so the dog going to become more possessive over the treat. You already have a possessive dog. Mm. You're rewarding her.
Yeah.
She's not. No. Follow my advice. You have a copy of the book. Did I send you something, Stephen, last time we spoke?
You sent me a copy of your book.
Okay, I want you to go over the basics. Go right. I got to take a break. I want you to go right back to the basics. Right back to the basic training. Reestablish that positive authority. I got to break. When the dog shows aggressive behavior, that's when the leash and harness come out, and that's when some training takes place. I got to move on. How long ago did you call, Stephen?
It's about 6 months ago, maybe.
Okay, good. So I'm going to donate your gift to a local rescue or humane society. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. A quick break, then right back at you. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are jamming. We got Andy, we got Jan, we got Stephanie, we got Marina, we got Patrick. Here's what I want to do. You guys hang in there. We're going to be taking a break for the top of the hour. You'll be my first callers coming back, and I'm going to give you some of the best gifts I have, I promise. But I want to take a moment here because I've been talking about this backyard and whether or not you would rent it. So I want you to listen to me carefully. Sniff Spot is an app where homeowners rent out their yards by the hour to dog owners in search of a fenced-in space where their dogs can play. They charge guests $8 an hour for the use of the space and subsequently listed his swimming pool as part of it also, so the dogs, I guess, can swim. Sniff Spot is among the latest startups designed to help homeowners capitalize on every inch of their properties. While vacation apps like Airbnb or Vrbo have long dominated the market with conventional home rentals, newer ones have crashed the party with specialized offerings. There's one that offers using their swimming pool. Sniff Spot, by the way, started in Seattle as a simple website. Now it's based in Boston. The company actually works out of 1,500 cities. They have 7,000 hosts logging about 10,000 bookings a month. And as I say, it runs between $8, $10, $15 an hour. Sniff Spot positions itself as an alternative to the local dog park or even a leisurely walk. So the company's called Sniff Spot. It's interesting. I think it's a great idea. Listen, having spent so much of my life on the East Coast in New York, so many people, they go to a dog park and the dog parks are small and there's arguments and whatever. A lot of them now will take a cab ride or take the LIR, the Long Island Railroad, to Nassau County or Staten Island, rent someone's backyard for a few hours and give their dog the opportunity to run around and play. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to hear from you guys. Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Hey, plenty of time for your call. Still got some hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy pet food, copies of my books, T-shirts, hemp seed oil as well. And the question of the day kind of ties right into what I was talking about. Would you rent your backyard to some other pet guardian? I think, as I said, I think it's a great idea. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break here, and we'll be right back to your calls. Now, I am going to brag, and here's why I'm bragging. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number 866-870-KRLA. Let me get right back to the phone lines here. Let's go to my friend Andy in Irvine. Hey, Andy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, Warren. I'm a trainer, been an AKC trainer for about 10 years. I was in the Navy for 22 years. I grew up on Long Island also.
Whereabouts? Whereabouts?
Lawrence.
Yeah. Oh, Lawrence. So you came for money.
We'd like to think so.
There you go. Well, by the way, congratulations on your training. So what can I do for you?
I run Veterans Canine Intelligence Academy. The website is veteransdogtraining.org. I do this for veterans. I train service dogs for veterans. Not all of them become service dogs, as you well know, but some of them become good citizens. And that takes a whole lot of load off the anxiety of a veteran who is just walking his dog. Came to my attention the other day that some of our dogs don't have the knowledge or understanding about swimming. And so the veterans, I offered to allow them to come to my house and go for a swim lesson. And I slowly bring them into the pool and slowly get them to swim, and I turned them all into swimmers.
What a great
Last
idea.
week I had a Bouvier come to me. And, of course, every dog knows how to swim unless it's a Frenchie. And I brought this Bouvier into the pool, and it's about 1.5 years old, and he did a wonderful job for about 5 minutes, and then he sank. I thought, this is the first time I've ever seen a dog do that. So I was pretty amazed. We obviously rescued the dog, and the owner said, I'm only going to allow my dog to go in the water with a life jacket on.
But I think it's important. With especially living here in Southern California, I think it's important that dogs do know. So many people have pools in their backyard that the dogs learn how to swim, or at least learn how to spend time teaching them how to get out of a pool if they get in. And you're absolutely right. Not all dogs know how to swim. I'll tell you a quick story, and this is from my training hat point of view. Many years ago, when I was much younger, I did a weekly TV show in San Francisco called Mac and Muttley, and one of the hardest things I ever had to do was teach a dog to scuba dive. Let me tell you, from a person who does not like scuba diving himself, it was very difficult. But once, like anything, and this is a trainer, once you convince the dog that it's okay, it's fun, he's enjoying it, you can pretty much get them to respond to whatever you want them to respond to. And I think what you're doing is great. As a matter of fact, Andy, if you can send me some information about the group and how you're working, send it to my email, and my email's simple. It's just mail@thepetshow.com. I'd love to maybe talk to you further in the future.
Excellent. Look forward to doing that. We 22 years in the Navy, and you said you spent many years in the military.
I did, but I was in the Air Force. You guys had much better. You guys had much better food than we did.
Your pockets a lot, then, right? I understand.
We had a lot of food, but just remember, most of the dogs were trained at Lackland Air Force Base at Sentry Dogs in San Antonio, Texas, by the U.S. Air Force.
There you go. I understand that. Coronado has a bunch of trainings going on right now, and they're all coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and it's fascinating to watch that training go on too.
It's amazing. I miss. People say, "What do you miss?" I miss when I was in Europe. I miss the ring sport training. I miss the Schützen training. I miss the real nose training that was. Anyway, great story. Anyway, don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a jar of my hugs and kisses for your dogs, and I'd like you to send me that information, Andy. Great. Anyone who's helping out veterans with PTSD, I have my good friend Monty and Flagstaff doing it as well. Great people out there, and bless you for your service. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. A quick break. When we come back, Stephanie, Misty, Jan, and Patrick will get to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
your pet's head. But baby, it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And if you love animals, you have come to the right place. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, pet lifestyle show. If you have a question or just want to share a great story about your pet, you've come to the right place. Maybe your dog is jumping or humping, cat's not using the litter box, wakes you up in the middle of the night. Whatever questions you may have, we will help you cope with your pets and help your pets cope with you. Just a reminder, if you're new to the show, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live that hasn't spoken to me for a while will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat, many worth $25, $35, $40 and more. The phone number here at the... Oh, if you want to answer my question, this was part of the story. More and more people are now thinking about renting out their backyard for those people that don't have a yard or don't want to go to a dog park and have no place for their dogs to play and exercise. People will rent out their backyard where they can charge and have people come over, and I guess they check out the dog in the background, whatever. What do you think about that idea? Good idea or bad idea? Would you rent your yard to other pet guardians? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Still coming up in this hour, we're going to take a look at really important information to keep your pet safe on the 4th of July. Also, we're going to take a look at whether or not your dog stinks. Now, I know that sounds funny. And a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because I'm always smelling my dogs. But your nose can be indicative of how healthy your dog or cat may be. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In the meantime, if you have any questions, jumping, humping, digging, great time to call me, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. You know, you heard me talking about Facebook, and it's just amazing to me with some of the posts I've seen on Facebook, and I'm the pet guy. Come on, who's more gentle than the pet guy? And so it just makes me absolutely crazy. And the reason it makes me crazy is not because I watch Facebook or look at Facebook that often, but I had the opportunity of reaching tens of thousands of people every single day and finding homes for dogs and cats that never would have found a home. How many times have you heard the story about the woman who called me up and she was going to die in 2 weeks from cancer, and she had 2 dogs, couldn't find any place to find them. Pet Show found them a home. Pet Show found someone else who called with a 15-year-old dog on the side of the road with a broken leg that no one would take. Pet Show found a home, all due to Facebook. So Facebook, maybe it's time you considered taking a look and say, why did we take Warren off? He's the pet guy. He's never posted anything detrimental. That's one of the reasons social media really gets me upset, because there's nobody to talk to. I can't talk to Facebook. I can talk to machines. I get machine answers, but I can't talk to them. In the meantime, the only one being harmed by it's not me. The only one being harmed by it is the thousands of dogs and cats that we post every week that would be living in good homes right now that may be still sitting behind bars at a shelter, where it would be unnecessary if I had the opportunity to promote them to my Facebook listeners. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. By the way, I'm switching you over, and I'm doing a lot more posting. So if you're not following me, you can watch me right now. I'm doing YouTube. My YouTube page is absolutely incredible. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of videos there, including this, how to stop your dog, how to get your cat. Anyway, check it out. Doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Check it out. You're gonna find it fascinating. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry. Lots of great information there. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe today. I promise you, you're going to be glad that you did. All right, let me get back to the busy phone lines right now. Let's go to Stephanie in Winnetka. Hey, Stephanie, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you today,
Hi
Stephanie?
there.
What's up?
Can you hear me? Well,
absolutely. Yeah, what's up?
Trying to introduce a new kitty from the shelter to my 4-year-old cat, and it's not going well. Apparently, they had I thought he was a kitten. He was shown as a kitten. It turns out he was a fully grown 1-year-old cat, basically a kitten, but 1 year old, but fully mature. Apparently, they had just neutered him when I picked him up and brought him home. My cat, Luke, just simply won't accept him. He just hates him. it occurred to me that maybe the testosterone was still lingering because he had only been newly neutered. And
is the new cat being assertive with the older cat or vice versa?
It's the older cat.
Okay. Have you done any type of scent swapping with the two cats?
Well, they could smell each other under the door. And
no, I understand. No, they could smell each. No, they could smell each other. What I want them to do is smell each other when they're not in a confrontation situation. So one of the things I would recommend, and many cat people recommend this, is to get the scent of the new cat on a stuffed animal, put it in with the older cat. Get the scent of the older cat on a stuffed animal, put it in with the new cat, let them get assimilated to the smell of each other when they're not around. Cats recognize by smell. Also, what I would recommend that you do, if there's other people in the house, if you can have one person in the room holding one cat, on the opposite side of the room, another person holding another cat. I would also recommend putting the older cat down first. Make sure that the room that you're in is saturated with cardboard boxes and paper bags, so there's lots and lots of distractions around. Give them a little bit at a time. Always end on a positive note. And chances are you will come home one day and they will be sleeping whisker to whisker. It's not going to happen overnight. Also, the fact that the cat was just neutered prior to, I don't know why they just neutered prior to him coming to your house. A lot of things going on there. First of all, even though physiologically the cat can't breed because he's been neutered, but psychologically, like Jimmy Carter, he can lust in his heart. So a lot of these things are taking place that's going back and forth. So I think the scent swapping and the introduction a little bit at a time, always ending on a positive note, even if it's for 2 minutes, I think little by little they'll both come around and one day they will be sleeping nose to nose, I promise.
Okay, I'll try it.
Stephanie, do you have a copy of my cat? You sound like such a lovely lady. Do you have a copy of my cat book?
No, I don't.
I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up. I'm going to send you a copy of my best-selling cat book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. When you're done reading it, let the cats read it. They'll understand it. No, seriously, there's an entire chapter in there on not only building self-image and not only building self-confidence, but how to use that first cat psychology, which I focus on, making sure that the cat that pre-exists gets along with the cat that's coming in. Great call, by the way. Appreciate that. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. So great, so many great calls coming. I don't know where to go. Let's go to my friend Jan in Claremont for a quick comment. Hey, Jan, I don't have a whole lot of time. What's your comment?
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Morning. I would like to comment on the law about the cars, viewing dogs in cars.
Yeah, go ahead.
I listened carefully as you read that, and there was nothing addressing getting an animal out of the car if the animal was in distress. That the law said nothing about that.
According, Alex. Listen. Alex just is talking in my ear, and Alex just said if you Google the law, it does give you that information.
Oh, okay, I will do that. And the other thing was the Humane Society made the news because they went to lunch and left over 100 dogs in their truck with the air conditioner running, but the air conditioner malfunctioned and the whole lot of them died.
Yeah, it's a horrible story. Anyway, check out that Google. I appreciate that call, Jan. Hey, great time to give me a call, by the way, 866-870 KRLA. Having a house-breaking, chewing, jumping, humping, digging problem. That's what this show's all about. We'll resolve those issues for you. We were just talking to Jan about the concept of people leaving their dogs in hot cars, especially during this heat wave. Why someone would do that is way beyond me. I don't get it at all. Question of the day is, would you rent your yard? I love this question because I think it's a great idea. I watch so many dogs. I live in Santa Monica. There's a lot of apartment buildings in Santa Monica. There's a lot of dog parks in Santa Monica, but some people are fearful of going to dog parks, and I totally get it. But there's a lot of people that have yards in Santa Monica as well, in other areas in Southern California. is it a good idea if someone wants to rent out their backyard to a dog guardian in the neighborhood that they get to know and they can check out with their vet or whatever? I think it's a great idea. First of all, it might be a great way to socialize a dog that needs some socializing, and it might be a great way to alleviate some of the anxiety and stress the dog that doesn't get the opportunity to exercise has. Let's face it, tired dogs are much more apt to behave better and much more apt to sleep than dogs that have all this pent-up energy. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. You know what, let's go to Patrick in Burbank. Hey, Patrick, welcome to the show.
Taking my call. I appreciate it. I'm calling about my girlfriend's cat, Midnight. She tends to wake up in the morning with a runny nose and wipes this off in her hair, and we're trying to figure out why that is.
Well, it could be, you know, that's something you're going to have to run by the vet. It could definitely be something that maybe there's an allergy. Maybe your girlfriend or yourself wears a cologne or puts some type of something on before they go to sleep. Maybe that scent is allergic and causing the cat to react. But I think a quick trip to the vet would be the way to go, just to make sure there's nothing else going on. But very often, over the years, I've worked with people that had dogs or cats that had similar situations. They would wake up with a runny nose, and it turns out that their guardian put, I don't know, whatever they put, Noxema, that's how old I am, whatever people put on their face nowadays before they go to sleep. It doesn't sound to me, Patrick, like it's anything major to worry about, but it's definitely a quick one. You could probably just call your vet and probably get an answer right over the phone from him.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
Patrick, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on Midnight. I'm just guessing it's a black cat.
Yes.
I'm psychic.
Right.
I'm psychic. Patrick, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold, and I'm sending you and your girlfriend a great gift for Midnight. Some kitty lickies from my friends over at Lucy Pet Food. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Again, I'm pushing YouTube till they put me back on Facebook. If you want to see me and you want to get the information 24/7, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. That's where you need to go right now, or to my website, thepetshow.com. You know what? Let me do this. Let me take a quick break. Valerie, Denise, Teresa, we'll get to your calls. I'm going to take a break. Great time to call me when I do go to my first break. When we come back, more time for your calls. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I still got Lucy Pet Food to give away, Orthrosuit Gold, hemp seed oil, T-shirts, lots of great stuff. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm liking this YouTube feed. For those people that were watching on Facebook all along, there was a big delay. There's not so big delay. YouTube actually I look pretty good on YouTube. I really do. What'd you say, Alex? Don't get carried away. So check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. A quick break, then right back at you. We certainly do. We love cats. We love dogs. We love all those animals out there. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Got a question or a comment about your pet. Curious about the 4th of July. Does your dog or cat overreact to loud noises, firecrackers, and get great time to give me a call. I'm going to go over that in a little while with you. Hopefully we'll have time to do that today. If not, I will post it on YouTube come first thing Monday or Tuesday morning. If you have a question about your pet or you just want to answer my question of the day about renting your backyard, I thought it'd be a great idea. Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. The phone number 866-870-5752. 866-870 KRLA. That is the way to get through. And part of the, well, it's not a question of the day, but something I'm going to talk about if we have time is, do you suffer from pet-related separation anxiety? You know, I often talk about this on the Pet Show, how dogs and cats suffer with separation anxiety and abandonment issues. But what about you? When you're away from your pet, do you suffer from pet-related separation anxiety? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you one of those great T-shirts. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. And I do have an open line, which is pretty rare here on the Pet Show. Let me take another phone call right now. We are going to, you know what, let me go to Denise in Alhambra. Then we got Valerie. Then we got Teresa. Hey, Denise, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, Warren.
Hello, Denise. How are you? Yes, I can hear you.
I'm doing okay. I am from Alhambra, but I am technically in the beautiful city of Sterling Heights, Michigan with Jackson. I've been on a cross-country journey to hopefully end up in his new forever home.
Well, tell me about Jackson. Tell me a little bit. Who's Jackson? What's Jackson? Human, dog? What is Jackson?
Jackson is a four-legged furry friend. He is a German Shepherd, and he was rescued out of a shelter in San Bernardino, California. We don't know a lot about his background, but he's been definitely an interesting character, and he might start barking in the background.
That's okay. We love barking dogs. How old is Jackson, Denise?
So originally the shelter said about 4 years old, but he's probably a little bit older. I say he's probably at least 7, maybe even 10.
And how did Denise, how did you meet Jackson?
So I work with a couple of rescue groups, and he was at one of our rescue places where we board, and they were desperately looking, or they were asking, let's put it that way, for somebody to transport, and I don't know, they caught me on a weak moment, and so I decided, literally I was supposed to do let's say a tag team or go with somebody, but it's just been me, and you were talking about, I mean, when you're with somebody, human or four-legged or whatever, 24/7, and this was definitely more than 24/7 because this is over a 2200, whatever my math skills are poor, but from California to, I'm practically in Ohio. We're actually, the interesting thing, he's going to hopefully end up in Warren, like your name.
Warren, Ohio.
No, not Ohio, but Warren, Michigan.
Oh, because there's a Warren, Ohio, where my station's heard. So it's interesting. So I just want to get a little more background, okay? And great. I got an open line. If you want to give me a call while I'm talking to Denise, it's a great time. 866-870 KRLA. So you found out from this rescue that you're involved with in Southern California, and you're on your way, and now you're in kind of Michigan, almost Ohio. Where are you headed? Does Jackson have a home waiting?
We're at the final destination, which is he's going to be. We've met what we haven't done yet is meet his dog that he just adopted. He got it. Let's say, I don't know. I want to say a patient waiting for us. So he actually went and rescued another, sad story, whatever, another German Shepherd. So now instead of dealing with one, we deal with two.
Okay, so I don't want to run out of time. So listen, you've driven across. How did you? First of all, how did you hook up with this guy in Michigan?
Well, I mean, this was through the rescue. He was in communication for several.
Okay, so he got in touch with the rescue. You got in your car. You drove from California to the new location. He's going to adopt the dog. How do you feel about that?
it's been an interesting because I want him to be able to go to a good home and a loving home because he's been spending at least, if it wasn't where he was boarded now, who knows how long he was in the shelter. And we just, if dogs can speak, maybe he could tell us the whole true story. But you have to look at.
I'm sure he could.
He's got his teeth all filed down, so we suspect either he was caged and he tried to constantly gnaw himself out of.
All right, so let's not go backwards. Let's go forward. You haven't met the new person yet. You haven't met.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have. Great, but they haven't.
Yes.
But the dogs haven't met yet.
The dogs, yes. And we've done scent swapping.
Great, but let's make sure you introduce them on neutral territory.
Got you.
Okay, make it, as soon as they start getting along, that's enough for that day. Maybe an hour or two later, you can go out maybe later in the day. I think what you're doing is you should have a halo on your head. I think what you're doing, Denise, is absolutely amazing. I've been known to drive dogs cross country, up and down the East Coast, wherever. But to take a German Shepherd, 8 or 10 years old, can you tell me the name of the rescue?
So he's with Caring Songs, and I also volunteer with another rescue called Gers and Purrs, but.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is, I have my own Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, and we help out small organizations all across the country. If you can get those organizations, if they're nonprofit organizations, send me some information about them to mail@thepetshow.com, and maybe we can guide them a little bit. I got to move on, but Denise, can you keep me posted? I'm going to give you my email. It's mail@thepetshow.com. Keep me posted on how everything's going, and if I can guide you, I will as much as I can.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm not going to say, I don't know where, what I am going to, I'm going to put, I don't know what to do. Do you have the address of where the dog's going to be living?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. Suzette's going to pick up and I'll send you a jar of my Hugs and Kisses supplements for the German Shepherds. What an amazing story. See, I do have the most incredible listeners in the world. Driving from San Bernardino to Michigan. Amazing story. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. What do you think about that story? Give me a call. Any questions or comments about your pets? I do have an open line, which, as I said, is pretty rare. I still got the Hugs and Kisses to give away, which is my most expensive item. I got Lucy pet food to give away, Kitty Lickies, Arthur Gold, copies of the books, hemp seed oil, T-shirts. So it's a great time to give me a call. If you have a question about your dog or cat, just want to share a great story, or think if it's a good idea. Or do you feel lonely? Do you feel anxiety when you have to leave the house? Do you feel anxious when you go on vacation and you have to leave your dog or cat behind? Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift. I'd love to hear from those people that do have that anxiety, because that's what's going to make me feel normal. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get to it. Let me take a quick break and then we'll get right to your calls. By the way, the best time to call me is when I do go to my commercial break, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. On the Pet Show, the phones are absolutely jam-packed full, but David calling from Riverside had an interesting question. Let me just grab David real quickly. David, you with me?
Hello?
Hi, David. I know I'm taking you real quick, but you have a question about the lightning. What was the question about the lightning?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually in Irvine. It's that guy. Don't send me anything. I just watched your YouTube 4th of July video.
Yeah.
During the commercials. Very nice. I'd also point out that we recently had some lightning storms in SoCal, which is very unusual. It freaked out my cat and dog. Just re-emphasize your 4th of July video. And Facebook sucks, man. YouTube is great.
You're right. So what kind of pets do you have, David?
I have a 12-year-old cat and a 12-year-old dog. He's a big old Jack Russell, and the cat's a tabby huntress.
All right, good. Listen, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you a T-shirt that says "None of my friends walk upright." But let me go over this right now, okay? There's not a whole lot you can do about lightning. The only reason that it's not more difficult is because it doesn't happen that often. However, if you're really creative in computer tech, you can actually download images of lightning and sounds of lightning. And by doing that and sitting there with your dog or your cat at a non-audible volume and gradually over a period of weeks or not even months, increasing it gradually, you can do that. But let me spend a couple of minutes talking about the 4th of July. Then I promise I'll get to all your phone calls. 40% of all pets have noise phobias. And most of the reasons is because those noises are sporadic. What you need to do is make sure your tags and microchips are up to date. Easy for me to say. And the reason I say that is a lot of people, when they adopt a dog, the microchip might have the information from the shelter. Make sure you get the name of the company that the microchip is registered with and make sure that information is up to date. Also, exercise your dogs before dark. Generally speaking, the fireworks start after dark in most cases. So what I recommend that you do is exercise the dog earlier in the day because a tired pet is a much calmer pet. And every pet should be brought inside. There should be no pets left outside at that time. I also recommend keeping the windows and the curtains in your home closed. That will help muffle the outside sound. And if you can, distract your pets with lots of new toys and playthings. Some of the calming aids, we know about the vest that's out there. When that vest first came out many, many years ago, the first person they talked to about it was me, and I put it on the air with me, and some people swore that it worked great. Other people said that it didn't. Your option. It can't hurt to try it. White noise. Leave a TV or radio on as loud a volume as you can. And here's a big thing. We're all anxious because we know our dogs are going to react and our cats are going to react to the 4th of July noises. You must not react. You must stay calm. Your anxiety goes from one end of the leash to the other and just going to make your dog or cat more anxious. Last resort, speak to your vet. There are some dogs and cats that have such major phobias that maybe medication is necessary. And this is something that a lot of people forget. 4th of July is over. It's the next morning. All right? Let the dog in the backyard. No. Keep your dogs and your cats out of the yard till you go out there and make sure there are no fireworks or remnants of fireworks in your yard, because unused as well as used fireworks can be toxic to your pets. So enjoy the holiday, but just be safe. And what I do is, because there's a lot of people coming and going, maybe for barbecues or picnics, whatever you're doing, I lock every door, every gate in the house. Why? Because someone coming to the house may, not purposely, but open a gate and Molly and Willie may get out, or open the front door. I have a gate by the front door as well. So just be conscientious. Enjoy the 4th. It's going to be tough. You don't have a whole lot of time between now and next week to desensitize your pets to the sounds. But if you go to my YouTube channel, as David just said, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, these are the type of things I post there on a regular basis. So it's up there right now, as I say. So just make this 4th of July fun, make it safe, and make it healthy for everyone out there. All right, let me go to Teresa in Valencia. Hey, Teresa, welcome to the show. Teresa, where are you? Teresa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now, I know what your question is. You're kind of getting me out of my lane a little bit here. This is more of a medical question than a behavioral question. It all depends. Her question is, your dog has pancreatitis. Now, pancreatitis can be very severe, and it could be a milder form. So depending on the type of pancreatitis or the seriousness of the pancreatitis that your dog has, I hope you're seeing a specialist at this point, because anytime pancreatitis comes up, my first recommendation is to go see a specialist.
Okay, he's been to the vet, 2 different vets. He's had all his tests, and it's gone on a month. He's still not, really very well, and he eats, and he kind of just is lethargic. And I've spent quite a bit of money that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. And bless you for spending the money, but it doesn't make any difference how much money you spend. You went to 2 different veterinarians. Were either one of these veterinarians a specialist?
Not really.
Okay. You probably spent as much money on these 2 vets as it would cost you to see a specialist and probably get a diagnosis and a resolution easier. So I would absolutely recommend seeing a specialist at this point. As I said, pancreatitis, it could be a milder form, it could be a real serious form, but it's something you need to work very closely with for your vet to get under control and to keep your dog safe and happy at this point. So I would definitely recommend getting a second opinion.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you.
Oh, no, don't. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm not going to send you any food or anything, but I can send you a T-shirt that says none of my friends walk upright, but check that out. There are some times where specialists, there's specialties in every veterinary field, just like there are in the human field, internists and orthopedic surgeons and neurologists. They're all there. And I know some people are hesitant because you think you're going to upset your vet if you say, can I see a specialist? If your vet doesn't want you to see a specialist, chances are that you should change your vet, or he actually believes that you don't need to see a specialist. But always question, just like you would question any other member of the family. I would recommend pancreatitis. I would recommend you see an internist for that. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. I see we have Valerie. I see we have Grace with a clingy dog. We have Joe, how to make his older cat comfortable. We have Patricia, keep a cat calm when traveling. We have all your calls. Let me take a quick break here. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Captain Kangaroo. I got to know him a little bit. Bob Keeshan. He lived in a town away from me, and I got to. One of my close friends was actually a producer on his show. Kind of interesting. I remember when I was a kid, Dancing Bear, Mr. Green Jeans, maybe Love Animals even more than I already did. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Let me go right to the phone calls. I want to get to as many as I can. Just a reminder that if you're out there listening, you know when I get off the air here, I do my national, my Canadian show. I'll give you that phone number in a bit. So if I don't get to answer your questions here at 1 o'clock, as soon as I get off the air here, you can start calling that other number, but not yet. Right now, I got Valerie, Grace, Joe, and Patricia, but right now we're going to Valerie. Hey, Valerie, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you?
I have a cat who has a severe psychological problem, and you are the only one. You've helped him before. Well, you've helped me before with him. But he has a problem, and he says, Mom, you better call Dr. Warren. Anyway, this is Mau Mau's mom, and Mau has started pooping out of his potty box.
Yeah.
He's about 10 years old now. And my husband just dumped all the old litter yesterday, got him a fresh, clean potty box, put in a whole jug of new sand. And this morning when my husband gets up to go into the bathroom, he goes, Mau, what did you do? And he just pooped right in the middle of the floor.
Okay, so let's go over a couple of things. First of all, Mau, by the way, I love the name Mau. Mau is the Egyptian word for cat.
You got it. It's Mau Mau. And remember, he was the rescue cat. And yes, he has his scarab up on his forehead.
There you go. So here's my question, okay? Number one, getting rid of the other litter box so quickly was not necessarily the right thing to do. Now,
No, just the dirty litter.
Oh, okay. Okay. So at 10 years old, though, have you noticed any other issues with him? Is his eating changed? Drinking water changed? Has his poop changed in terms of is it firm? Is it loose? Is he drinking more water, less water? Is he eating more, eating less? Is he jumping up on things the way he used to?
He's like a pig.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
He's been to the vet. He's had blood tests and everything.
Okay.
And his actually, when we noticed it the most was after his guinea girl cousins left. Our daughter and son-in-law and grandson, they have guinea pigs that they bring every time they come down to visit. And Mau just stares them out. They're in a cage. But after that is when we notice Mau starting to poop.
Well. Think about this. All of a sudden, you have the guinea pigs. We just refer to them as pigs, but in the profession. But the guinea pigs come into your household. Maui picks up on the scent of the guinea pigs and decides that, you know what? He better leave his scent around a little bit more outside of the litter box. That's a possibility. So, okay,
but why in my bedroom on my carpet?
Because that's where I'm assuming that's where Mau hangs out most in the bedroom. Did he hang out a lot in the bedroom?
He hangs out because I'm in a wheelchair, and he hangs out with me in the bedroom.
Well, that's where he hangs out. That's where, in his mind, he needs to be more territorial than anywhere else. That's why he pooped in the bedroom. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, and the reason I was asking about health is because sometimes as they get older, sometimes arthritis sets in. It's not comfortable, but that's a whole different ballgame. We're not dealing with that. I think it's specifically related to the guinea pigs coming into the house. Your grand guinea pigs, by the way. What I want you to do,
my grand guinea pigs.
What I want you to do is I want you to thoroughly clean up the area where they went and where Mau went in the bedroom. You know what to do. Put down a little paper plate with a little bit of his food. Where he went to the bathroom, he picks another spot, clean it up, a little bit more paper plate, a little bit more food down there. In terms of why he did not go in the litter box, what I would do at this point is the next time he has an accident outside of the litter box, what I would do is I would take that poop and I would put it in the litter box under maybe a ½ inch of litter. Leave the scent in there. I think that will encourage him to go back again. Once we've cleaned up the areas where he's gone, once we put his food down in those areas, once we put his poop back in the litter box, I think we'll be ahead of the game, and I think you can once again not worry about having poop on the floor.
So take a little bit of it that was on the floor, put it in his clean litter box. Daddy does his box like every other day.
Okay.
And then just put it under about an inch of sand.
About a half inch. About a half inch.
Half-inch sand, so he'll get the
Yeah.
sand.
Now, is he peeing in the litter box?
Oh, he's peeing.
eaten.
Okay, cool.
He's eaten like a pig.
Good.
He wants cookies during the night.
So what you're telling me that you're telling me that basically what we're dealing with here is not a cat that has a physiological problem, but a behavioral issue because somebody else. I mean, it would be like another woman came in using all your makeup. You would not feel good about it either. Okay, so he's not feeling good about the other scent coming into the house. So that's why he's doing it. Psychologically, follow my advice. I promise it'll work for you.
Okay, I will do.
Valerie, how long? I know we spoke before. How long ago did you call me?
Oh, now it's been probably year and a half.
Ah, okay. Now I'm going to send you some. Don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you some kitty lickies for Mao. By the way, that is the Egyptian word for cat. The Egyptians absolutely love their cats. The cats were actually mummified and buried with many of the Egyptian royalty. And not only did they mummify and bury the cats, but they actually mummified and buried mice. So in their transition from this life to the next, the cats would have something to eat and chase. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Patricia, Grace, and Joe. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show. And we're back on the Pet Show. I got to make a decision now. I don't want to answer anyone's question and run out of time. So here's what I want to do. You all know about Washington, D.C. It's a toll-free number. And that goes for anyone listening. You can start calling at 1. Write this number down. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. I don't want to rush you guys and have a lot more time on the other side to take your calls. The other thing I want to stress here is, listen, it absolutely breaks my heart that I am off of Facebook for the only reason I was on Facebook was to answer questions and help people and animals find the homes they deserve. And we found homes for people from everywhere, from Guam to northern Alaska, all over Canada, all over the United States, literally thousands and thousands. So until Facebook gets their act together and tries to figure out why they blocked yours truly, who's never posted anything that could either be criticized or looked at as political, I will be posting on 2 other sites. You can join me at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I post a lot of info there. There's already literally hundreds of videos there as well. Many of the topics I don't get to on the air are already posted, will go up. As soon as they get off the air here, you will see them posted at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'm also doing a lot of posting on Instagram. You can follow my Instagram account at Instagram at Warren Eckstein. So either Instagram at Warren Eckstein, youtube.com. And when you go to YouTube, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but at the same time, you'll be aware of every new post that I make, and I am posting a lot more there. Until next week, you know what to do. Give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a big hug and a kiss for me right between the ears. If you still have a question, you're listening, write this number down. Call it now, 877-725-8255. I'll speak to you all next week. Give your dogs and cats a big hug. I'm Warren Eckstein. You've been listening to The Pet Show.